This is a 2026 Ram 3500 Limited Longhorn, and I'm going to show you some of the updates they made to this truck. I borrowed it from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. It is available for sale. Be sure to text the number down below if you would like to purchase it. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys see the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Base price comes in at $77,410. This does have the bison brown interior. And then be sure to check out this short listing of the standard features. Now, starting off the options is the forged blue paint for $295. Customer preferred package is basically the Longhorn. Fifth wheel gooseneck is $135. Tow mode digital rearview mirror $835, and then Longhorn level 1 is $44.95. High output Cummins is $12,595. Sunroof, clearance lights, and an engine block heater. Destination is $2,095 with a total price of $99,245. For 2026, this truck is going to get a $630 price increase. So this truck does not reflect the destination charge, which is now $25.95, as you just saw. It's $2,095, and the limited Longhorn level 1 equipment group package is actually $100 cheaper. So later this year or early next year, you're going to see a price increase for these 2026s. So this is a perfect time to buy this truck because you are getting it $600 cheaper, unless you can find a 2025, which would be even better. Now, with that being said, this cowboy truck doesn't look as good as the 2024. I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like Ram kind of went backwards, and I'm only saying that because of the grill. Like, I think that, do you guys remember that Longhorn grill? It looked like a cowboy truck. This one just looks like a Laramie, in my opinion. Now, if you want chrome bumpers, that is available. But you have to understand one thing though. This is still a good looking pickup truck. I love the new headlight design. At first I had some reservations, but so far I think it looks great. As you get a little bit closer, you can see you have that quad beam. You can have the projectors down here, which are your high and low beam. And then these are gonna be like your reflective lights for like signs. Yeah, I see those turn signals and fog lights down below. Parking sensors, active grille shutters, you have the front camera. By the way, that camera is an option on this truck. However, radar cruise control is not. Now, if you scoot over here to the side, you'll see solid front axle. Four-wheel drive is an option on Longhorn too, by the way. And then here are the tires. These are the Firestone Transforce AT2s, and 285/60 is a tire size, 20-inch wheel, so 33.5 inches tall, 11.2 inches wide. I wish they would just do the 275/65/20 that GM and Ford use for their 20-inch wheels, simply because it's 34.1 inches tall. Just my opinion, Ram. Just something to think about maybe soon. And what do you guys think about that wheel design? You have that blackout with that machine face. I think they look really nice. A little bit of chrome on your mirror caps and right there. All your badging. Love the fender flares. If I get a Ram truck, it's got to have the fender flares. It makes the truck look classy, for sure. Now, on the mirrors, you guys can see you have some turn signals, and these lights are available if you're stationary. Cameras down below, so that 360 is an option. Clearance lights, which why I think the truck looks so good. And by the way, those power deployable running boards, yeah, those are an option on this truck. So if you want it, guess what you got to do? You got to spend $4,400 basically to get that limited Longhorn equipment group. Now, they have the best tow mirrors because top and bottom are heated and power. You also have a light here for backing up your trailer at night. A little bit of chrome, painted door handle, smart key system. Out back, because this is a 1-ton, you do have 4 leafs in that main pack, that bottom one being a helper spring. And this is why you get a 3500. You have a more overbuilt frame, suspension, rear end. Typically it's going to be overbuilt. 31-gallon fuel tank on this crew cab short bed. You cannot upgrade that unless you get a long bed. And then this is your DEF fill, 7.5 gallon now, up from 5.7 on those 2024 and earlier pickups. Here's your step. We'll use that in a second. You have those full LED tail lights, which were refreshed for 25 plus. And what do you guys think about that big old Ram badge in chrome? If you get a cowboy truck, you gotta have a lot of chrome and big badges, right? Here's your 12-way and 7-pin. They put a lot of grease in there, by the way, too. This is your camera for tow mode for the rearview mirror. Also, you have LED lights there, Class 5 Hitch. And for this year, you have a 342 rear with an anti-spin. There's your spare tire. Nothing to see there. And let's go ahead and use this guy. So, really quickly, right below, you guys see right here, there is a light, which is LED with your camera. That light does shine down for your receiver hitch if you're hooking up your trailer at night. I didn't mention those parking sensors, but you see how they put them on that plastic trim piece? Love that. Now this spray in, these bed lights are an option too. Fifth wheel prep package, we'll have to see what the payload is in a second. And you guys see here, you have 2 cameras, one for bed view, one for the rearview mirror. Power sliding glass with defrost. And then there's your sunroof. Here is the side view of the truck. You can hate on Ram all you want to, but they really do have a nice pickup. Now you guys know I like Gale Banks' products, right? He is probably single-handedly responsible for some of the development on this engine. Number one, you guys see here, this is your intake manifold here. And Ram actually dubs this a performance intake manifold. Gale Banks has already built something very similar to this. Also, Gale Banks saw the flaw with the grid heater that Ram no longer uses. So now Ram decided to go with glow plugs. They should have asked Gale Banks about the heating elements that they use, because now they have up to 1500 watts to heat the combustion on this engine. So if you have a 24 and earlier Cummins, you can get the Monster Ram intake, and now you have dual heat for that. And I really recommend, if you have a 24 and earlier pickup, to go ahead and get rid of those flawed bolts that will break off at some point and take out your cylinder 5 and cylinder 6, and it is a complete engine teardown. And guess what? Even if you're under warranty, that engine that you get that is new is actually a reman, which is remanufactured. So my humble opinion is, if you want to bulletproof your truck, that's the first thing that I would do. But you don't have to worry about these 25 and 26 trucks, because they have no more restriction in the boost tubes. So 430 horsepower and 1,075 pound-feet of torque. So the torque does seem pretty familiar, right? Because it didn't go up any. However, you did get 10 more horsepower, and I'm willing to bet you it's contributed to getting rid of that grid heater. Also, you do have larger intake and exhaust valves too. So 10W30 oil is what they're still using, and if I had the truck, I would run the 10W30 for sure. 5W40 if you live in really cold climates. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the interior. Last thing to mention too on this engine, they did get away from the compacted graphite iron and they went back to cast iron. Back in 2019, Ram really hit hard with the HD trucks, just like they did with the half tons. This truck kind of goes backwards because you only have one interior color, because back in 2019 you had two. You had a lighter and darker color cowboy interior. This is like an in-between. Now also, you guys see the speaker grills? The speaker grills aren't as nice as those trucks were. And you know, hey, listen, hopefully when they redesign this truck, it's gonna be an absolute killer. Now, as you get a little bit closer, you can see some of the leather and the fabric material on the door has a really nice design. Even the wood here, you can feel how porous it is. You might even get a splinter on this thing too. Nice cowboy graphic, more leather. You guys see the stitching and the bronze on the door. Here's some of your controls. I mean, look at all the controls just for the mirrors on this truck here. Auto up and down for the front windows, but you have to hold it for the rears, up and down. You have a chrome kick plate, 10-way driver's seat. And I do like Ram seats better than my GM. You have a wider seat cushion, and it's a little bit longer too. So for all us long-legged people, I think that this seat does feel a little bit more supportive. Great bolstering, really nice graphics right there too. Tilt headrests, but they do put a lot of fabric material on this seat. These are real leather, but they cheapen out with this because they can save a little extra money. Great steering wheel design, a little bit of wood accent. They did take away the wood trimming, I believe, back in what, 21 or 22. Some of the controls on the side. And let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. They do give you the passenger screen. You guys see right there, Longhorn badge. 10-way seat for the passenger. And I will say, this truck is definitely kind of small. Not a lot of space on this side. Dash is wrapped in high quality materials. You can see some of the piping right there. This is how you turn on the screen too. Glove box, and look what we have here. Yes, I love showing this. Not every truck has it, and I'm willing to bet you that some of the detail guys are probably throwing them away, but I think every truck pretty much comes standard unless it's specified. Yeah, you can see here, if you're looking to haul a bed camper, you have up to 2,768 pounds of capacity on this truck. You just have to follow this instruction. So be sure to pause. Out back, that cowboy design continues. Check out that big old buckle right here. But here's the downside. See this? They gave you a lighter color roof. Now, Ram, I'm just gonna pick on you a little bit more. Ford does give you a matching roof with their King Ranch. Just saying. I think that would be worth it for you guys to really take this truck seriously, because I personally think that this is a better design cowboy truck over Ford, but I think that Ford just does a better job overall. So stop cheaping out on your trucks. That's all I'm saying. You do have those trays that flip out where you can have a solid floor surface, 4 USBs, outboard heated seats, and 120, or actually this is probably 115 volt power plug. You guys see those air vents, more of that wood trimming right there. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Now let's start on the roof here. You guys see, you can't drop that tailgate, you can't lift it back up, however. LED lights, that's how you control the sunroof and power sliding glass. HomeLink is right here. They're the only truck, I think, in the segment that still uses incandescent bulbs, because this is an old design for this visor. Up top, you guys see 12 volt. They're the only truck, I believe, in the HD segment that has this, which is nice. More of that wood and 4K camera. And as I said, you can use this for tow mode too, okay? If you're plugged in, obviously. Now let's go ahead and put it in reverse. 360 camera view, and there is a ton of camera views on this truck. So you have trailer reverse here. You make this automatic. You can adjust it a little bit if you need to. You have that bed view, as I said earlier. They have a very clear camera for this. Now, I will say this 14.5-inch display does give you a little bit more screen here, which is nice. Dual climate control. You can adjust the fan speed without having to go through the screen. Now, if you are like at your home, if you push up here, you can turn on your seats, steering wheel, all that good stuff, and that will go away. You also can move stuff around on this menu. Vehicle does show you your off-road pages under dashboard. And I like this, especially if you're traveling, like if you're towing a trailer. I do like to know at all times my altitude. That's just nice to have. You guys can see that center is unlocked. They also give you your gauges on this side, pitch and roll. But if you want your towing pages, it also does give you gauges too. And this does have the tire pressure monitoring, which comes a part of that equipment group, which is the Longhorn equipment group. You have camera views under here. That auxiliary, you guys saw you had one in the bed and one on the bumper. for the 12-way plugs. Auto dimming mirror. You can turn on the passenger screen from here too. You can adjust these power sliding running boards. Now just below you do have your gain on the screen here. Tow haul mode, dual stage exhaust brake. And I like how Ram does this. See, everyone else makes the parking assist one button, but I like to keep these on, and if you're towing your trailer, you might keep off the rear. So if you're backing up to it, you're not having it beep at you when you know that you don't need it because you're just backing up to your trailer. So you can just disable that separately. Good job, Ram. Tons of USBs down here. Dual chargers. No one else has that, and no one else has as many, you know, USBs that Ram has. Another 115 volt power plug right there. And you guys see you have these covers for this. They have the best center console, and I'm also going to show this to you while I'm here. Great design, huge badge. They do put some velvet in here, and you have deeper storage right there. They still give you this too. They've been doing that since 2019. Now, last thing I'll show you guys, here's just some of the buttons on the steering wheel. You have the gear limiter right there. And let's push this button real quickly. So this menu pops up so you can get to things a little bit quicker. And more gauges up here. You guys see this is for your exhaust brake, boost pressure, particulate filter, fuel filter life, and then for your idling. No heads-up display. The only thing really missing on this truck because the other two do it. Let's check out the payload. Front gross axle weight rating is going to be 6,000 pounds. The rear is going to be 7,000 pounds. And you guys see the gross vehicle weight rating, 11,800 pounds. These wheels are 20 by 8 wide. And then all-in payload is going to be 3,578 pounds. Tire pressure is going to be 65 in the front, 80 in the rear. Now, if you were to get a mega cab, you would increase that payload because the gross vehicle weight rating does go up to 12.3, just like the long bed trucks do as well. 12.3. Hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to bell notification on. See you soon.